Hi, Kerry with Best of Us Investors. Little different surrounding here. I'm in Indianapolis. This is where I grew up, and I'm just shocked by the amount of change that I've seen. And that has a lot to do with what's happening in my investments right now. They're changing dramatically. That is to say that I've invested in the anticipation of the change. And what I'm speaking of specifically today is what's happening in the 3D printing arena. If you paid attention to the market this week, you saw some tremendous move-ups, and I want to talk about that in this video and how that's relative to change and how it's relative to this city right here that I'm in. This is the White River. When I was a senior in high school in 1962, this was a sewer. This was all light industry and heavy industry that was here in this city was dumping anything and everything that they use as a waste into this river, and it was polluted. Now it's the center of the culture center of downtown Indianapolis. If somebody had seen the change that was going to happen here and what was going to happen to this real estate, the amount of investment that could have turned into profit down here is huge. That's happening in our country right now as a result of change, and the change is being facilitated or driven by the coronavirus. 15 months ago, we got hit by one of the worst things that's ever happened to this United States or this world, and we're reacting to it. And 3D printing's right in the front of it, and that's what I want to talk about today. Now, first of all, I got to tell you, I'm not your financial advisor, and I'll get right back to you. But while I'm gone, give me a thumbs up and smash that like button, and let's get this channel grown and by you subscribing. Be right back with you.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
As I was saying, the river has changed here as well as the investment environment here in the United States and the world. And I'm speaking of 3D printing. Earlier this week, we got a report from 3D Systems, that's DDD, that their income, if I remember right, their revenue had increased by something in the neighborhood of 67%, and that stock shot up 30% in one day. Yeah, in one day, because the world came to recognize that our supply chain is broken. And as a result of the broken supply chain, we needed to get manufacturing back into the United States. Well, manufacturing left the United States because of cheaper labor. Well, if we can replace labor with 3D printing, we're back on a level playing field. And so that's what's happening, and that's why 3D Systems skyrocketed. They're actually got a double whammy there because they're also involved in the medical system. They have just created the products, the 3D printers that will replace, that will print you a new nose, will print you a new elbow, a new knee. They will also print, if you're in your dentist office and you hear a cranking machine, that's probably printing your new crown or your new dentures. Then there's 2 days later, we had the reports from Desktop Metals, who actually had good earnings, but missed their earnings per share by 7 cents, and basically today is flat. But they also announced that they were merging with or buying XONE. As a result, in early morning trading, it looks like XONE is going to be up 30% today. What I'm going to get, and what if you're lucky like me and bought XONE back in January, you're going to get one share of Desktop Metal, which today is worth $9 to $10, plus $25. So you're going to get a value of about $35 for your shares of XONE. Why am I excited about this? Because these were the two leaders in the mass production of 3D printing. As I said, 3D Systems was in dental and medical. XONE is in that area, whereas XONE and desktop metals are in mass production of items. What does that mean? Well, in your automobile, there are 30,000 parts. Roughly 3,000 of them are right now able to be printed in 3D printing. That means there's no labor involved. There's no health care involved. There's no overtime involved. It's just they turn the switch on, and it prints 24 hours a day. You don't even need the lights on for it to happen. So I see this as a huge growth opportunity and an industry that is going to become a major part of our U.S. Manufacturing. So I'm in it pretty strong. I guess it represents something in the neighborhood of 10 to 12% of my portfolio, but I see tremendous growth opportunity. And this merger together of Desktop Metals and XONE is just a bonus. In essence, what they're doing is they're both good at what they're doing, but they're coming together, and there's going to be some economics of scale, and they're going to get both of their customers together and both of their sales forces together, both of their technology together. And this is a real win for those of us who own Desktop Metal and XONE. So that's my play on it. That's my take on it. And the real thing I want to impress upon you, this is driven by change. And if you want to make big money in the stock market, you need to, first of all, recognize the undervalued assets, 3D printing companies, before they facilitate the change that is about to happen to the world you live in. We were seeing this in the medical field. Again, the most important event that has happened in your life, and I don't care how old you are, if you're at least 15 months old, the most important event that has happened in your life is the corona crisis, because the world's going to change as a result of it. Our manufacturing, our supply chain is broken, and our healthcare system is broken. So if you will invest with those things in mind, you're going to have some wonderful opportunities. Now let me give you a look at the changed skyline of Indianapolis, Indiana as the sun is coming up. I'm going to go dark on you here as we look into the sun, and you can see the downtown skyline there behind me. Is that right? No, let's go a little more this way. So that's from Indianapolis, Indiana, a very changed city, talking to you today about a very changed stock market.